To be honest with you, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. I just got my dad to retire literally a couple of days ago, and I'm paying for his rent and everything. I pay for all of his living expenses because his job was treating him like trash. And I got him to literally retire. And now he's financially stable, and I can literally he can do whatever he wants. I can care what people think about this money here. I can care what people think about me. At the end of the day, I've developed a skill set that made me a multi-millionaire by the age of 27. I have 29 people on payroll. I'm literally working out of an office right now. You guys seen it before. My life is set. I'm just going to be, and I'm not saying this to be cocky in any way, shape, or form. I'm saying this because you guys think I need to be here. A lot of people, I see it in the comment section. And for the positive people, guys, I love you. I love my community. I do this for a reason. I do it basically for you guys. But for the negative people, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't need to be here. Okay. I do not need to be here. I could literally trade for the rest of my life and retire comfortably. I could retire my mom and dad, trade for the rest of my life, raise my 2 girls, support my wife, and I will be comfortable. I'll be okay. I do not need to make these YouTube videos, okay? But what I found out that you get literally more fulfillment teaching other people. Like I told you, this is irrelevant. This is fake anyways. It's hyperinflated. Literally, the US dollar has lost like 92% against Bitcoin. I don't care about money. I care about changing people's lives. This is why I've been put on this planet. I was put on this planet to help people achieve financial independence. And then one day I want to go to other planets. I was put on this planet to go to other planets. But like, seriously, guys, like we can sit here and talk about like how much happier do I get? From going to being a multimillionaire to making like, I don't know, like $200 million. Like how much happier could I possibly get? That doesn't get me satisfaction. What gets me satisfaction is watching all of you guys churn profits using the strategies we talk about on this channel, becoming financially independent, helping people. That is why every person has been put on this earth. That's why people live, to contribute to society. I've said this time and time again. So what I want to do in this video is I want to show you the exact process I've used over and over again to get 100x altcoins. I invested into the biggest names you guys know. Like I invested in Ethereum at $3 to $7. I invested into Polygon before it was named Polygon, when it was Matic. I got 100x on Matic. I invested into the scam that everybody talks about, Hex. I think I made more money off Hex than any other coin I've ever invested in. I turned like $100 into like 45 G's. I've invested in all these coins, and it wasn't like as easy as that. When I first started, I lost so much money. I went through all of the 2017 hype cycle, lost all my money, went broke, went through all the motions, felt everything, felt the volatility. I used to watch YouTubers. I went through it all. And it got me to this point where I know a process, I repeat it, and I want to show you the exact money arbitrage strategy I've used to 32x my portfolio in 3 months. And that's literally one situation. Okay. This is the video. You sit down, stop complaining. Okay. Stop whining. Okay. Take some notes, pull out your pencil and pen or whatever you use. If people even use pencils anymore, take out your notes, listen to what I'm saying. You watch this video over again. I am about to drop some gems on you. I am about to literally probably change your whole strategy, because a lot of you are investing like you're going to the casino with your eyes blind and throwing dice at the table. That's how you invest in cryptocurrencies. I'm going to show you, okay, that what the difference is between someone that's just kind of lollygagging and an actual professional. I'm going to show you in this video, and I'm just going to give you everything. Again, this is the exact money arbitrage strategy I've used to 32x my portfolio in 3 months. I have the greatest fundamental analysis system on planet Earth, and I have coined the term cycle trading. Seriously, I did this. Now, this is basically the big thing that got me started. I jumped into Ethereum very, very early. And back in the day, Ethereum wasn't a top altcoin, guys. Ethereum was not known at all, okay? And I used this checklist system. I literally have a checklist that I've used to get 127x. And this is old. This isn't, Ethereum's bigger now. Okay, this was when Ethereum was like $1,200, $1,400. Ethereum's worth $4,000 at today's date. So it's even bigger. This is more than a 127x. And like I said, I use this system to repeat it over and over again. I have gotten more than 10. I call coins before they go on Coinbase. If you don't believe me, go to my YouTube channel, watch my old videos. I literally call coins before they go on Coinbase. I think the Coinbase research team uses my fundamental analysis checklist. This is true. If you guys don't believe me, you can go look at my thing. And I actually made it into a system called Fundamental Secrets. I talk about it all the time. You guys know the deal. So what I want to do is show you a little taste of what this is for real. I call it Fundamental Secrets for a reason. I have the greatest fundamental analysis checklist on planet Earth, and I am not understating that, okay? In this whole entire event, this is basically the clip notes. We've isolated basically one strategy behind getting like these fast results. And you guys know, I have a group of like 1,800 people right now, okay? So it doesn't only just work for me, it works for other people. It's basically the truth behind getting fast results. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works step by step. And I'm going to give you the whole story too. I want to show you guys about my background and everything, how I got to where I'm at, all the trials and tribulations and everything. By the end of this video, you will know the simple loophole I use over and over again. Maybe some of you already know it because you've watched every single one of my YouTube videos and dissected my YouTube videos, and you kind of know my strategy already. But again, I spam this thing to infinity. I spam it, I spam it, I spam it because it works. And it works in any conditions too. But I want to show you what my life looked at like before. In 2017, when I first got into crypto it wasn't 2017. When I first got into Ethereum at like 2015, and I was mining and buying, Ethereum, and when I did that 127x, this is what it looked like. I got to travel the world. I took my family with me. I paid for the vacation. Look at that ugly chin strap I got there. It was hideous. The mustache is much better. I thought I was cool. I went to Paris. I went to France. I went all over the place. And, I went to Hania, Greece. You can see the video on the back. They used to call that the secret beach on the right-hand side here. They called that the secret beach. I went all over. I went to Athens, Greece. I traveled the world. Literally, I was like 20-something. I don't even remember the age. I was young. And I was paying for my parents' vacation, my parents' Europe vacation. I achieved what people, quote unquote, look at as the dream, right? Being able to basically buy whatever you want. I got the latest MacBook, guys. I got the expensive earphones from Apple. What are the AirPods? I don't even know the name of it, and I've spent $600 on it. Right? Yeah, I achieved the dream. I did everything I've always wanted to do. I could trade. I could take the money I have in crypto, throw it into an interest-bearing account, get 20% a year, and I will have a higher salary than most people working right now, just off the interest, without doing anything. I could literally move anywhere I want, do whatever I want. This is more pictures of that trip. And this is Gabby, my fiance right now. And us like traveling the world, and look how young I was with the ugly trend strap and just kind of going all over and, taking her on different vacations. But I'm going to be real with you. This is all irrelevant to your success. Okay. The business I'm making money with right now does not work for anyone just starting. I have different business models. I'm doing different things. But what I did is I actually took the original business model, or the original strategy that I used to make my first $1 million. And that's what I want to show you today. Okay. And to be honest with you, like, I'm a little bit far ahead. I'm like a decade into this. Okay. I was mining with these GPU miners way back in the day, like way back in the day. Like I said, when Ethereum was at $3 to $7, I have a whole YouTube channel. I've trained so many people, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm just letting you know that what I do right now as an investor, hence my recent videos where everybody's freaking out about me selling crypto, what I do right now is completely irrelevant to your success. But what I want to tell you is that I actually made a system, okay, that people are using that gets success. But what I'm doing right now myself, okay, is not relevant to what you guys are doing. And I've been doing this for a long, long time. And this is the fundamental analysis checklist I'm talking about. I obviously graded it out because I want you guys to watch this video. I want you to make it to the end. Okay. So towards the end of the video, I'm literally just going to give you the checklist. I'm going to give you the checklist so that you guys can use it for yourself. Again, you can put a blindfold on, pick a random coin on CoinMarketCap, use the checklist, and you can literally identify if it's undervalued or overvalued. You can literally identify if it's undervalued or overvalued with this checklist, which will tell you, okay, how much it's worth. Okay, so this is the fundamental analysis checklist that I made. Okay, but I want to be clear. I was looking all over the internet, when I first got started and I was broke. And A true king does not say I'm the king. And the reason I'm saying this is because I keep seeing all these fake gurus all over the internet. I see these people running the advertisements, saying that they have this yield farming strategy that can make you a whole bunch of money. Who got that ad? Leave a comment below if you got that ad from that guy that's like a yield farmer guy where he claims he made all this money. I know what yield farming is. Don't BS people. You can't make money like that. Stop lying to people. A true king doesn't say he's a king. A true king puts his head down, wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and gets to work. If you guys have been watching me on, my YouTube channel, or you've been in my course, or you've been, on my community, I kind of like send text messages out to everybody in my community. It's called the community app. You could definitely text me. I think I talked about it in the last video. I forgot the number. I don't know the number off the top of my head. I am literally up every day at 5 a.m. I'm sending out good morning messages at 5 a.m. I'm trying to show everybody in the office what it takes to be successful. But a true king does not just go out there and drive Lamborghinis. I do not own an expensive car. I have a Tesla Model 3. I should have bought the S. I could have easily bought the S. I bought the Model 3 and I feel guilty about it. Okay? I am not trying to flex. I am simply showing you guys that you can make money if you put in the work the same way I did. Okay. And this is me back in the day, kind of just like struggling over there with the microphone. Just get into work, man. Hard work is hard to hide. Okay. And this is me before I made all this money. Oh man, I was all over the place. I was trying to do cryptocurrency seminars. I was doing all these videos. I was literally in my house with like 5 people pitching them cryptocurrency. And then like you guys ever experience when you're trying to like pitch somebody on a new business venture and it's mad awkward. And then you have like your friends coming just to support you, but it's like 6 people in a house and it's like basically nothing. That was that picture right there. There's like, I was just teaching them something that, they didn't even care. They were just literally trying to support me. And it was stupid. It was really dumb. But yeah, I've tried everything. I went above and beyond, and people think that this is what it looks like when you make money. You think you put the suit on, you're walking slow out of the car, and you're like, oh, I made it. I'm successful. I'm going to go to Tulum. And even some of your cryptocurrency influencers will make it seem like that's the answer. They will make it seem like you need to buy a Lamborghini. How many crypto people have bought Lamborghinis? When I see that, I run for the hills. Because true successful people do not flaunt like that. People think that this is what it looks like. They look at Elon Musk with his suit on and he's talking at a TED Talk. That's not what it looks like. Okay, true workers put their head down and they get to work. And here's some other businesses I used to make. I used to flip iPhones. I've done everything. I sold all natural Shilajit, as you can see there on the right-hand side, the top right-hand side. It is the most disgusting substance on planet Earth. It has like, all these vitamins and minerals and it's supposed to be good for you, but it literally tastes like cow pee. It literally tastes like cow. It's in the, people verify it by the cow pee smell. That's how bad it was. I've sold everything. I used to flip broken iPhones. As you can see here, turn your unwanted iPhone into cash. I even made a girl's swimsuit brand at one point to try to market it. I even tried to do marketing for, businesses, for gyms and businesses like that, like, yoga studios and stuff. Failed all of it miserably. Okay, that's what entrepreneurship really looks like, right? And I went through all of it. I was never like this. I never was like the smart kid in class. I had like academic probation when I was in high school. And literally, as you can see in my graduation picture, I have Jordans on. I thought it was cool, okay? I never thought about money. No one ever taught me about finance. I was just a hustler. I just hustle all day, right? I even did the whole, I trapped. Yes, I did. I trapped. Okay. I think everybody did. I just wanted to stay stable and live the comfortable life. I wanted to graduate from high school, go to college, get some type of regular degree and be normal, right? I wanted to make money like my parents and retire happy because that was like this path that was set out for me. Okay. I knew deep down I was desperate and scraping for a way out, like, in high school, like everybody else. And, I was high half the time and like, you guys know the deal. High school, didn't know anything, man. I kind of just follow in the path they're trying to tell me to do, right? And I was not an above average smart person in any way, shape, or form. And I did it the right way. I went to college. I actually got good grades. I tried as hard as I can, when I wasn't drinking alcohol. I got a safe job. I was paying my bills. I used to work for an apartment complex. I had my own place. I was, going to school, getting good grades. I started planning my life for retirement. And it was supposed to be happy, right? Like I was doing all the right things. My parents told me to do this. I followed that. My parents told me to go to college. I got good grades in college. When I graduated high school, I had a horrible SAT and horrible grades. I had to do like the community college for UF. I was living in Gainesville, Florida. And I had to go to Santa Fe. And I was literally working my way up like everybody else to go to UF. I did everything they told me to do. And it's supposed to be happy, right? Not really, okay? The safe, right, proven path is the wrong path. And I'm here to tell you, this is not the way to go, okay? I want you to look at this little cog in a machine here. You know, you go to school and it's like literally a factory line. Then you go to work and then you spend time with your family. Welcome to the machine. Everybody's doing the same thing. You are literally caught in the rat race, running on a hamster wheel every day, trying to pay your bills, but you're spending approximately 1/3 of your entire existence in a place that you do not want to be. You're throwing away money. You're investing into these funny investments like Roth IRAs and 401ks. It's almost a joke at this point, right? Is the safe, right, and proven path the right way? It's not. And I knew this, right? And this is literally a meme. I put up this joke here. My advice is to invest in tennis balls. They have a high rate of return. Starts, contributing to 401k at a young age for early retirement. Smartest guy in the womb. See, it's a joke, right? I'm throwing these memes up, but this is how people think about investments. They literally go to their job and they're like, oh, you give me a portion of your money and I'll double it. But they don't realize that the doubling is far less than if you invested it in yourself and you learn how to invest in yourself. And that's when it clicked. I had to start investing. But if you come over here, okay, I want to, this guy's name's Jim. That's not his real name. He happens to be a real character in my life. Don't get me wrong. But this was Jim. He was one of my old managers. I was trading basically 72% of my life for this greedy guy. I would literally, I was working like overtime, trying to pay the bills, going to bed, not looking forward to work. I used to work basically a server job. I literally worked a server job for this guy, Jim. That's not his real name. Okay, that's not his real name. But that's what he looked like. He was like one of those guys that like looked really skinny. And then he had like a big belly at the bottom. Like at the bottom, he's like a beer belly. He looked like he'd go home and just sit there and drink beers all day. That's exactly what he looked like. I gave it a few years and it was pretty good money compared to my friends. I was actually making pretty good money as a server. But to be honest with you, after all of my living expenses and after going to college and spending all that money, I was accruing debt. I was taking out credit cards to pay bills. I was, doing all of this. Again, I was trading 72% of my life for this guy that does not care about me. He was the most uptight, annoying person on planet Earth. He was so happy when he came to work. I remember literally a story where I'm walking into the back of the restaurant in the kitchen and he's literally sitting there cutting his eggs in the morning, like, oh, happy, like with his beer belly and just happy to be at work. He's like a slave owner or something like that. I hated it. The harder I work, the less I make. Jim Henson got rich. This guy was making $150K, $180K as the manager of this restaurant, okay? But he could easily replace me. Like he could literally just find somebody else to work as a server. This was literally it. Square One Burgers. That was my little, where I used to take people's checks, the little checkbook, okay? There was no freedom. Just literally, I was working to pay off school and all of my debts, okay? I wanted to get married, but I couldn't even afford a wedding ring. I couldn't afford anything. I couldn't even afford my rent. I got a consistent check. This is the career. This is what they told me to do, right? This is what they told me to do. Wrong. He fired me. He fired me because I dropped the glass. I literally dropped the glass one time. I guess it was a combination of things. I was probably a bad server, but no, wrong. I spent all of my time, overtime, busting my butt, paying off the debt, doing everything I should be doing the right way, and he fired me. And that's the cold, hard reality. That's like my specific story, but life is screwing you over if you haven't noticed. You're losing money to inflation. CPI data just came in at 7.5%, depending on when you're watching this video. Corporate bailouts. Hey, when the economy goes belly up and they print all of this money, they give it to their friends and their corporatocracy friends. They bail out their friends and you're losing money to inflation. If you don't understand what that is, I want you to think about a cup of water. In this cup of water, you have some tea. You put the tea sugar in there, right? And let's say the cup of water is very small. There's a small amount of water, and you put 1 scoop in. That's like very syrupy tea, right? But the more water you put in, it dilutes the tea. It's the same thing with your money. If they keep printing money and inflation keeps rising, and they keep bailing out all of these big corporations, then the money in your savings accounts is literally a hidden tax. They're taking all of your money. They don't even teach you how to invest. They just now passed a law in Wisconsin that you have to learn a finance course in high school. My whole entire existence, I never knew anything about savings accounts, checkings accounts. I knew nothing about investing, lending. I knew nothing about the stock market. They didn't teach me nothing, right? They use these traditional investments as distractions. For example, when you go to and they're like, oh, we could double your money, 401k. It sounds great. 401k is amazing, but they only double your money in 30 years. It takes 30 years for you to double your money. Inflation 7.5%. Do the math. So literally, they are screwing you over with these traditional investments. They literally distract you by saying, oh, don't worry about finance. Don't learn finance. You just use this. Just listen to us. Just give me your money. Just give me your money. That's what they do, right? This is the rise and fall of the dollar. Literally, if you guys remember back in the day, or maybe you don't remember, of course you don't remember, but your grandma's like, oh, I remember when a Coke used to be 2 cents or something like that. Yeah, it was true. And as you can see here, after all of these things, Bretton Woods Agreement, all of this manipulation, FUD, all of this horrible things, they have diluted the dollar and it's worth nothing. This is what all the hubbub is about all over the world. This is what everybody's talking about right now. You literally are losing money. Your wages are not going up, but the value of the dollar is going down. The purchasing power of the dollar is going down. I saw a report in 2021, it was 90% of all money in circulation was printed. They're just giving out free money to their friends, guys. Where do you think the stimulus checks come from? You're getting taken advantage from every single angle. And the safe, right, proven way is not the right way. It's literally like going to the casino and all of the odds are against you. And the casino is the US government and, the financial system they created for you. The safe, right, and proven way was never the right way. I got fired from my job. I dropped out of college because it did nothing for me and I didn't care. I went into massive debt. It wasn't the right way. I listened to everybody and it was not the right way. The machine was supposed to be risk-free. I literally put my faith into this cog machine where you go to school, then you go to college, then you go to work and get a good job. It was supposed to be the risk-free route. But for me, I actually lost, and I lost over and over again. I lost to Jim Henson because he fired me, and I lost to the United States government because they did not have my back, and to inflation and all of these factors that now today I understand that I did not understand before. I kept losing. It was like the house was playing against me. And I literally got to this moment, the moment when I got fired, and I stepped outside, and I had to give up my shirt and my little apron. I had to give up my apron. And I felt like I was suffocating. This is I put this here for a reason because I want you guys to feel it. And maybe you felt this before. You felt like you couldn't breathe. When do I actually get to enjoy life? I literally have to work 40 hours a week, go to school for another 40 hours. And it's like the minority of my life is spent doing what I love to do. When can I stop? When can I actually retire? Am I actually going to retire? I retired my dad. My mom and dad, I retired my dad and mom. I'm screaming at the camera because I'm so passionate about this. They didn't retire because they were financially stable. They retired because I'm financially stable. And my dad was fed up. Literally less than a week ago. He started work with me on Monday. I am paying his bills. When can I retire is what I was thinking to myself at the age of freaking 23, 22. Who thinks about that, right? Where is my freedom? When can I, have control over my life and actually have a predictable strategy path to actually achieve success? When is that going to happen for me? And it literally felt like I was suffocating underwater. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay rent because I just got fired from my job. How am I going to pay for any of these things? What am I going to do? It was literally a real thing. I get goosebumps looking at this slideshow because it's literally, I felt the pain on my shoulders. I felt like somebody was putting me in a headlock and I was suffocating. That's what I felt like. Am I going to be safe? Am I going to pay rent? When will I retire? I want to be happy. I want to stop working. I want to stop living out of fear. I want to stop being scared if I'm going to pay rent this month. Maybe you guys feel the same way. Maybe it's happening to you right now. The whole world's crumbling. It's getting out of control, right? When am I going to stop worrying about money? I wanted something else. I really did. But honestly, at that time, I didn't know what it meant. And, I'm getting slightly emotional right now, to be honest, because I remember this and this kind of brings up, I put this slideshow together to bring up the memories. I want you guys to feel this. I know we're going to be talking about the strategy. I'm going to jump into it, but I want you to feel my pain because maybe some of you are feeling the same thing. And I got to this breaking point where I snapped. Okay. It was all the pressure kind of built up and I freaked out. It's called a paradigm shift where your life is going in a certain trajectory and then boom, it just smacks you in the face and you have to change directories and you have to change paths. And it snapped for me that day when I got fired from the only job I had and I could not pay bills anymore. So when I snapped, I was like, what about starting my own business or learning how to invest? What about, trying to make money for myself, right? The traditional route is suffering a lot for 30 years for a chance at good retirement, which, by the way, you're not guaranteed that chance. You get nothing, okay? I get nothing I want, or you can go the road less traveled, okay? You're gonna have to completely change your whole entire existence, but at least you get to work for yourself. At least you get to go down with the guns and the blazes of glory, right? At least you get to follow the hero's journey, right? But the problem with this is it's extremely difficult, right? It's extremely difficult to, develop a trading strategy to financial independence, trade your way, invest in cryptocurrencies the right way, have the due diligence, have the professionalism. It's extremely difficult to do that. It's extremely difficult to do that, right? The traditional route was pretty much guaranteed, that I would be struggling till I'm 60 years old, unfulfilled, full of regret, and not knowing if I could actually retire comfortably. This is the traditional guaranteed route that everybody's pretty much dealing with right now. Or I could have gone the entrepreneurship, actually try to make money route. And to me, I don't know about you guys, but the struggle is worth it. It was worth it for me, and it's worth it for every single person that goes through that hero's journey and makes it reality. As you can see here at the top of that mountain is freedom and fulfillment. Who cares about money? Who cares about this? I don't care about this. It's fake. It's literally and figuratively fake. This is fake. Inflation is killing everything. To me, the stress is so worth it. Being able to live on my own terms, becoming an entrepreneur, and actually building a strategy. So I want to show you guys this chart because this is the life of a typical American, right? Literally, as you can see there, it's so crazy. When you graduate school, okay, right, you're literally like 1/3 of your life wasted. Elementary school, middle school, high school, college. And then your career destroys the rest of your life to 60 years old. And then you have from 60 to 85, if you live that long, to retire and actually do what you want to do. Why do we give away the majority of our life for a chance at being able to do what we want to do? Why? Why is that normal? Why is that normal? It doesn't make sense. The longer you wait, it's pretty much guaranteed ultimate failure. The system they created for us is rigged. Okay. I thought about starting a business. I thought about trading at one point in time. And, I went to my friends and they all made fun of me. My dad told me, no, you're not smart enough. You couldn't even graduate college. My parents would always try to stray me to get another job. My friends were like, yo, Alex, what are you doing? They thought I was weird because I was reading books. Right. And everyone pretty much pushed me in the wrong direction. You cannot go to your friends and you can't do the same thing they're all doing and expect a different result. It just does not work. It doesn't work. I want to go back to this. I even went to a therapist one time and she told me to go back to school and I listened. And I went to school for literally a month and I dropped out again. Don't listen to people about the trajectory of your life. The only person that truly knows what they want to do is you. All right. And I promise we're going to get into strategy. We're getting there now. Okay. So you could start some type of entrepreneurship venture or trading journey, right? And you could just go the straight path towards freedom. But the problem is that there's just this blockade, as you can see right there, which is money, time, experience, and luck. Okay. This is the only thing holding you back from true freedom. Again, money, time, experience, and luck. Okay. Or you can go around it, take 60 years, like I said, and you'll maybe eventually retire, go to college, get 40 to 80K worth of debt, go completely around this whole block, and then, live the safe life for 40 years of working. You could do that, and then eventually maybe you'll get to freedom, if you could even walk at the age of 65. You could do all of that. You could go the straight line, and the only thing stopping you is money, time, experience, and luck, or you can go completely around it in a traditional route. Why do you listen to these people? Think about your college teacher, your high school. Why do you listen to them about going to college? Think about it. This teacher makes 35K, 40K a year. If you want to be rich, why are you listening to a broke person? How much does your parents make? If you are broke and you don't have money, likely your parents are not in a well-off situation as well. Why are you listening to them? It's equivalent to listening to a certified trainer that looks like this guy. Now, no offense. No offense to this guy, but you should not be a personalized trainer if you're overweight. It doesn't make sense. Why are we listening to broke people about our money? Why? Doesn't make sense, right? You wouldn't listen to this guy about diet advice, so why would you listen to somebody that doesn't make money about money? So you have to ask your question, why do people think like this? And I think the reason for it is because they watch these shows, right? They watch these shows First thing is, they're listening to the wrong people. And then when they go on movies and stuff about entrepreneurship, they get these false impressions. Like they have to own like a real estate empire like McDonald's to make money, or they have to be like a genius like Mark Zuckerberg, or, they have to like, pitch to some shark or something like that. They have to pitch to Ryan O'Leary or whatever his name is. And, they have to come up with this big business plan, and they think that it's bigger than what it really is. That's why people listen to these fat certified trainers, because they have no one else to go to and they don't know the actual reality. But the actual reality is that all you have to do is focus on the money, the time, the experience, and the luck, and remove that blockade, and you will get to your freedom. That's all you have to do. It is so much easier to invest into yourself, learn, become educated, understand finance, invest the proper way, get a guaranteed strategy, rinse and repeat that strategy to success. It is much easier to do that than to develop all of this debt and work for 40 years. Much easier, much easier. A straight path to success, a straight line. Don't beat around the bush. And this is me telling you that as a person that's made $1 million at the age of 27 years old, 26 years. I made my first million at 26, became a multimillionaire at 27. I'm telling you right now, you could do it. Anyone can do it. And like I told you, in high school, I was on academic probation. I was not smart. I was literally a shoe collector. I used to trap. I was not smart. I was not smart at all. The key, okay, is find a business that does not have all of these crazy things that you saw in this movie, okay? And these weird movies. They're not weird, they're actually really good. But the key is to find a specific business that's working now, okay? It's working now that doesn't have a massive upfront investment. You could literally start a business with 10K. You don't need 100 grand to start a business, like Shark Tank. You could do it with 5K, 10K. It's not that hard, okay? You don't need a business that is required more than you. Like you don't need to hire 17 people to run a business, okay? You could literally do it by yourself. I made my first like $250,000 by myself with no employees at all. And then I obviously had to scale my company to make millions, but you can become financially independent, make 5 years worth of salary by yourself. And you can make a lot of money, okay? You don't also need years of experience. You can find a system and replicate it for yourself to get you the results ASAP. Now, I will say though, some luck is required and creativity is definitely, but I will tell you again, online businesses right now, specifically crypto and what's going on in this industry is that emerging market. If you have not already, known that. And I know a lot of you already know this because, you follow me for a reason. And I know that we're taking a long time to get to, the strategy, but I really wanted to explain to you my background. I tried to do it in my last video, but I just forgot a lot of things. I made like a video how I become a millionaire at the age of 26. But I forgot a lot of this. And this is the juicy details. This is the juicy details that, this is exactly what I was thinking. Okay. So what I do now is I do cash flow plus investing. Okay. So basically, okay, as you can see here, all right, is you need focus, you need passion, you need strength. And in the middle of it, you'll get the end result that you're looking for. And what I did is I created a strategy that I originally did in 2016 to make a whole bunch of money, okay? And I invested it into a system that we're going to be talking about in this video. But like, you guys know the story. Hopefully you know the story if you've been watching my YouTube channel. The way out was actually a computer. This is the exact story of how I got rich. I was scrolling through YouTube, okay? I saw some little kids making millions of dollars. Literally these guys right here. Like this girl was 12 years old. She made $1 million. This guy was 18. He made like $5 million. Okay. I saw all these little kids, with weird computers, mining Bitcoin. And I was like, how are they becoming multimillionaires? Like, what do they have that I don't have? They're young kids are naive and know nothing, but they're making millions of dollars. I could do the same thing. Okay. I investigated more and I looked into it and I found that it was digital currencies. You guys know the deal. Okay. And this was the big connection. Every person in the world will have to invest their money eventually. You have to learn how to invest. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The macroeconomic condition is screwing you over. The system is rigged against you. The only reason people can't rely off investments is because they never make enough, right? The stock market is only returning 7 to 10% a year. You cannot make $1 million to 7 to 10% unless you have like $1 billion, right? You can't make a lot. You cannot live off 7 to 10% if you don't have a big money. And this is where, the light bulb ringed in my head. Why not invest like hedge funds? Why not invest like penny stocks? Okay. Why don't we look for asymmetrical returns? Things with, a lot of risk, but a lot of upside potential. So if you put $100 into it, you can only lose 100, but if it hits, you can 100x and turn it into 10 grand. This is where this asymmetrical high risk, high return, strategy came into play for me. Okay. So as you can see here, this is like the basic, like what it looks like. Okay. Again, this is not small risk. You could play the small risk game, but you'll make less money. But personally, if you have nothing to lose, I say you play high risk, high reward. Exactly what I said. Look, you put in $100 into this investment, it can only go to zero. So you only lose 100. But if it goes up, you can 100x. In my case, some cases 150x, 200x my money with some investments, and that turned into large lump sums of capital. So if you do this enough times and you rinse and repeat, essentially the other coins that you lost, you'll make up for it with the wins. Okay. And this was the block remover, digital currencies, NFTs, cryptocurrencies, all, everything. And you guys know the deal. I don't really have to convince you, but Fidelity's jumped into it. We have Renaissance Technologies jumping into it, Peter Thiel, all the biggest people on the earth pretty much right now. I'm sure you guys saw the Super Bowl commercial. We had like Snoop Dogg and everybody in NFTs and crypto and all these crypto ads. It's not a Ponzi scheme anymore. I'm sure you guys all know that. Okay. But there was a huge problem. When I first started getting into cryptocurrency, the learning curve was huge. There was no legit information. There was people just shilling coins all over the internet. Literally YouTubers just telling me what to buy and then them dumping on me. I got scammed for money in a couple of cases. Literally people messaging me, asking me, to invest into their app and then running off with the money. I actually lost money in high investment yield programs like BitConnect and things like that. I lost money day trading. I got emotional. I didn't know how to do it. I started, losing money on leverage trading. It was like miss, and then like one of them would hit, and then it was miss. It was like a lot more losses than wins when I first started. I even maxed out credit cards. And, again, I got fired, and then I just went head first into this, and I did not know what I was doing. And there was a little bit of success, but I'm gonna be honest with you, in cryptocurrency, you guys know the deal. It is very hard. And it was bankrupt me, and I basically had like only a few chances left. I literally had a couple grand left to my name. So I started diving deep. I started talking to people in the community. I joined Reddit forums. I started talking to people with credibility, some big players in the game. I started talking to some big developers. And I reached out to them. Most of them ignored me, but I reached out to like hundreds and hundreds of them. And I kept talking to people in the cryptocurrency industry. And what I also did is I asked them for good information, and then I aggregated that into, this big database of high quality information to kind of develop an education system for myself. And I looked for first principles or evergreen principles in cryptocurrency that will continuously work forever. And I started like allocating and organizing this information, right? And I actually created some research formulas and checklists, which I've been talking about over and over again. And again, guys, I dove so deep. The market was so small at the time that I created the greatest fundamental analysis system for crypto ever created, ever. Like I really did. And to this day, we have the greatest FA system in the world. So I want to come over here and show you what I did when I first started. Here's a story of me actually trying to use fundamental analysis to my advantage. Okay. I used fundamental analysis to find an altcoin. Basically, again, it's a checklist of like I think it's 123 different variables. It might be more, depending on when you're watching this video, because we add things and take away things all the time. But I used, at the time, it was much smaller. It was like 20 different variables, right? I used fundamental analysis to find this undervalued altcoin. I found an altcoin. I put my limit order into dollar cost average. And then Coinbase went down, or I don't know what happened, but it restricted my account. There was literally like a 7-day delay. I had to like upload information. And yeah, I missed the opportunity, and the coin started jumping in price. I remember it. I forgot what coin it was, and that pisses me off. That pissed me off. I forgot what coin it was, but it jumped up like 60%, literally like in the next like 2-3 days. And I was literally on my last knee. I maxed out credit cards. I went ham. I started spending all my money. I started asking friends for money. I sold everything in my house on eBay. And like literally this happened. It sounds too good to be true, because like there's like the hero's journey and you see it in movies, but literally I go and I find this altcoin. And I started reaching out to people, and I literally made this whole system. And then I went and tried it, and then Coinbase held me back. And I was pissed off, man. I was pissed off. It was almost like Jim Henson and inflation was like the system was attacking me from all angles, and like there's nothing I could do. That's what it felt like at the time, and I felt like that big like gasping for air, suffocating type of thing, and I got pissed off. So, I really got mad, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna like push through. And rinse and repeat. I took the same checklist. I found some other altcoins. I invested in more. It took a little while. It took about 4 weeks, but I finally got to make some trades. I made money on other coins. I made money on some coins. I still lost a little bit of money, but one of the coins hit. Guess which one that was? It was Ethereum. Hit. And I made like 22x in like 4 weeks. It went ridiculous. Okay. And I took the $1,000 and I basically turned it into 22 grand and basically changed my life. I was like, whoa, I made this big lump sum of money. Like, it was crazy. And I'm glad I'm like sharing this experience with you guys on my channel, because, I feel like I haven't really dove into this much detail about, how I really came up, first starting with cryptocurrency. But yeah, it worked out. And I got like, that movie when you're walking slow and you're just like walking slow and just like, dun, 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 dun. Like, yeah, that's how it felt, because I had 22K in my bank account. I was able to pay off all my credit cards, and I felt really, really good. And then I kept going. It was like I had an easy button. As you can see right here, I had an easy button. I was just boom, boom, boom. And I kept rinse and repeating the fundamental analysis. And I know you guys experience it in the altcoin season. I know you guys experience it. Pretty much every coin you pick is doing well, but I kept finding these undervalued gems. Boom, 7,000 in, $100,000 out. It was crazy. And I kept risk and repeating. I bought basket of goods. I refined the strategy. I started investing in different ecosystems. Like, instead of just buying random altcoins, I was like, okay, let me isolate these coins into Oracle solutions. Let me isolate these coins into layer ones. Let me isolate these into metaverse type tokens. Back then there was no such thing as metaverse, but you get the point. I was putting them in ecosystems, and then I was comparing and contrasting them. And I was like, just going ham. And I was rinse and repeating another 5x in 7 days, rinse and repeat. And I know you guys feel this. Some of you have been in this altcoin market, so it was like you were unstoppable and just rinse and repeating. And I got the overwhelming. I was crying at one time. I was crying because I went through all of this, and like this whole like crazy life. And it's just overwhelming, man. It's overwhelming where I came from. And I got this crazy feeling of winning, and it was great. And like I said, it's like I had this like checklist of winning button. I found the system, fundamental analysis. I was ahead of the curve, and I was just spamming it. I was just taking money, risk management, boom, risk management, boom. And then I got rich, man. I made a lot of money off of cryptocurrency. And I wanted to put this article out here because I thought it was very interesting. Checklists reduced deaths in surgery. Literally, there's scientific studies that if a surgeon brings a checklist of what they're supposed to do to the surgery, it literally reduces death. And that's why I created this system. The checklist that gave me freedom. Now, I was making more than my boss. I made more money in 3 days than at a month at my job. No, actually, I made like more money in 2 days than I made a year at that job. And honestly, I felt like slapping Jimmy Henson in the face for firing me. That's how I felt at that point, right? It's like the moment everybody dreams about when you wake up and there's like, 100K in your account. There's like $1 million in your account. It was that moment for me. That's how I felt, and again, it was like the dun, 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 and you're walking slow and you're walking into the movie and like you just made a whole bunch of money and you just cashed out. That's how it felt. It's kind of real. And then a couple months later, again, I got into these investments. I started buying a little bit more around this area here, and then it skyrocketed in place. Ethereum was like at $40. I dumped my bank account in. I went all in. I started just going crazy. And yeah, I got to the point where I made my first $1 million, and I was abundantly wealthy. I truly made a lot of money. And it's funny because even today, obviously we refined the checklist. But even today, I still use the same thing. I'm using it for the metaverse tokens. I'm using it for NFTs. The fundamental analysis checklist has timeless principles, evergreen principles to find and identify specific cryptocurrencies. And to the point where there's certain people in my group that are getting hired for hedge funds. Let me say this again. The people that learn the fundamental analysis checklist in my group got hired for cryptocurrency hedge funds. It is currently happening. And if you don't believe me, I'll reach out to him and I'll bring him on a video. His name's Yaz. He's literally, I called him out in one of my other videos. I shouted him out because he's super smart. But yeah, they use it in hedge funds. They pretty much use it in everywhere at this point. And fast forward to now, I do whatever I want. You guys know, I literally have like you guys seen it. I got, these Nerf guns in my job. I got 29 people on payroll. I work when I want. I can leave the office, go wherever I want, make as much money as I want. Really, you guys see, I'm trading in real time in some cases. I put my portfolio public on the internet. Everybody can literally see how much money I have. I'm debt free. I can't say that I'm zero stress, to be honest with you, because there is a lot of stress that I take on. But, when it comes to financials, I'm good. My family's good. My dad just retired. Literally, I'm focused on my life and I'm focused on what I want to do to make myself happy. And nobody can dictate my existence. And the best part about this is the last line. I haven't compromised my happiness for money in a very, very long time. I love life. Let me say it again. I want to say it with this passion. I love life. And it's so infectious that I have two of my best friends that currently work for me right now, and they love life because of the system I built. My dad retired and my mom's about to retire as well. This is real. And more importantly, I am living proof that the system took me, made me a desperate slave. I was not smart. I decided to take the road less traveled. And I created a proven process that's helped thousands of people in cryptocurrency develop financial independence. And I'm not just saying that. I have people that are way older than me that have made millions of dollars. I have 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners, and I have taught 8-figure people how to invest in cryptocurrency. And I have officially exited the rat race into the real life. I have exited the matrix into the real life. And I don't like showing these results. You guys see it all over. You can go look at my YouTube channel, see what I've been investing in back in the day. And I'm not going to sit here and spam it. I want to bypass that because it could be misleading. It's not going to be the same for you. It doesn't work that way. I can give you the system, but you have to put in the work. So these people put in the work. Don't get me wrong. These people put in the work and they were able to make like 100K, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not going to work for everybody. It's kind of misleading. I don't like showing that too much. But how would your life change if you did the same thing? If you were getting up when you want, worked when you want, made as much money as you want. It's like that little TikTok where you guys see where the person is kind of waking up and he's showing his life as an entrepreneur. Like, how would you feel if you could do all these things and kind of dictate your reality, right? Without fear of the future, or without fear of like us going to war and like the whole economy going bust and you not being able to be financially independent, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, this was what I was looking for the whole time. This basically checklist that I allocated all the resources from all over the cryptocurrency industry, from the biggest names in cryptocurrency. I took all of this information and put it into this simple checklist. Okay. This is why I'm here, to share with you the shortcut to success. Now, obviously there's no such thing as a shortcut. You have to put in the work. You have to put into the due diligence. And this is not a get rich quick scheme in any way, shape, or form. I had to work hard. As you guys heard the story, I literally told you the story of how like I basically was on my knees and almost failed. It is very hard to have success. I want to be very clear with everybody watching this video because there's a lot of misleading information on the internet. What I'm showing you here, although I've made it easy for you, it is extremely difficult to pull off. And that's just the sad reality of making money in general. But you could obviously skip the hard part. You don't have to do all of the, crazy Ponzi schemes that I got involved with and the high investment yield programs and, having to lose my money here and day trade there. You could skip it and kind of have that straight line to success that we were talking about and remove that barrier, right? You could just get straight line to it. So this is actually called the Triple C Factor. It has actually recently changed. Now it's the Quadruple C Factor, okay? But I want to show you that, if you use this, you can reinforce and get feedback for yourself and rinse and repeat. So you could use it for yourself over and over again. So again, this is the fourth. I'm gonna throw in the fourth so you can see it. As you can see here, the Quadruple C Factor. I just forgot to change that slide. But the first one is you have to analyze the macro and economic conditions. You analyze the macroeconomic conditions. You analyze Bitcoin and the big indexes in cryptocurrency. And once you come up with a conclusion on a direction of the market, you can find a valuable coin that nobody's talking about, okay, which is using the fundamental analysis checklist. Then you cash in or buy, and it consistently dollar cost average until it reverses, and then you make a whole bunch of money. Now, this works in markets that go up. But there's also systems that work when markets go down, okay? We have solutions, and checklists to help you with, the downturn of the market or the sideways action as well. I've developed bots that literally are making and printing money on the sideways action of Bitcoin's recent price history in the past couple of months. So again, you analyze the market conditions, the direction of the market, where is it going? Then you find an undervalued coin or a valuable one that is not priced in, okay? Then you buy it and consistently dollar cost average. And this has worked for me over and over again. This is true digital currency investing. And don't let the digital currency scare you. Don't be this guy, right? The government's out to get you. It's like with a straw in his mouth, and he has a card that's like 75 years old or something like that. It's real. Snoop Dogg adopted it. All the biggest names adopted it. And this is the whole entire thing I want to pitch to you guys here. Which, look, S&P 500 is gassed out. You can't make that much money investing in stocks anymore. It's extremely volatile, even today's day. It's not even like safe anymore to invest in stocks, right? The market cap of the S&P 500 at the time of me making this video is 23 million. And this has definitely changed. I've done this presentation a couple of times. This has definitely changed. But cryptocurrency is extremely undervalued, okay? The world's broad money is about 80 trillion. And 30% of the world's broad money is in traditional finance. And this has actually changed as well. Cryptocurrency is only about 1% of the whole entire world's broad money. And broad money basically just means, liquid assets all over the world. So literally 1% of the money is in crypto. This is what you call an asymmetrical investment opportunity. High upside, low downside, okay? That's what you call. And what you're doing here is you're researching the digital currency, you're finding undervalued coins, and then you sell it when the market comes up, okay? You guys know the strategy. I've been using it over and over again. And then you use good risk management. You put small amounts of money here, small amounts of money there, and then eventually the ones that win will give you the exponential results. This is what risk management looks like. Most of the coins will do bad. Cryptocurrency is risky. It's an asymmetrical environment. Like I said, high risk, high reward. So some of them will lose. But remember, you could only lose that $100, and then the one that does hit gives you the 100x. And again, I've used this over and over again. This is a literal formula to a 6-7 figure portfolio. You research these coins with my checklist. You use the checklist. You research my coins. Then you use good risk management in an asymmetrical environment. And this is what you call easy investment. This is the literal formula, again, to a 6-figure portfolio. At this point, it's just rinse and repeat. Buy a coin, it scales, 200 a day. Buy another coin, it's profitable, 400 a day. Quick $20 loss, quick $100 loss. Buy another coin, it's profitable, 800 a day, et cetera, et cetera. You guys, a lot of you have experienced altcoin season, so you know the deal. And is it 30 days simple? I don't want to go into this. I hate doing this. But yeah, there's people that have made money in the first day. There's people who have made money in the first 30 days, and there's all the types of results, and you can go look at it for yourself. But I do want to bring it back to this because it is real. You got to ask yourself that question, man. You're going to keep kicking rocks, or are you going to take this serious? Are you going to take it like a professional and develop a serious system for yourself? Right? Or are you just going to keep lollygagging, working that job, and not trying as hard as you can? That's a question you have to ask, because the life of a typical American, you're working till you're 65, and then you're screwed. And then you can retire at 65. So when are you going to jump? When are you going to jump off the cliff and actually try? Is the question you should be asking yourself. Imagine if it actually worked. Okay? How would your actual life change? And this is the last point I want to bring it here, and then I'll give you guys a checklist, or whatever the case is. But yeah, you could walk the minefield blind. You could do this by yourself, like you guys have been doing, a lot of you on my YouTube. And I'm doing this specifically because the market's at a pivotal point right now, and I really want to inspire people. So you could keep doing it by yourself and keep playing around with these free Discord groups and NFT groups and burning your money to oblivion. It's true. You can keep watching the fake YouTubers that are basically getting paid by sponsors and then dumping the coin on you. You guys know the name. Some of them even say it in the video. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm a literal, I'm an advisor for this coin." They get free coins. Are you stupid? They get free coins. It's free money to them. Of course, they're going to recommend it to you on their YouTube channel. Are you keep playing with this free content and these people that get paid by others to dump their coins on you? Are you going to keep staying like comfortable in your current position at your job? Are you going to try? Right? Are you going to keep doing this in isolation by yourself with no community, nobody to help you, nobody with proven track record to show you the right way? Roll the dice on your future, lose a whole bunch of money and try to figure it out yourself? Or you could try to stack the deck in your favor. Get it right. Learn from Kobe and, Michael Jordan. Give yourself every advantage possible. Literally, Kobe Bryant copied Michael Jordan's game. He would literally study this man because he realized that he had something that, Kobe didn't have, right? And that's why a lot of people say his game reflected it. Are you going to stack the odds in your favor? Give yourself every advantage. Use a map or this checklist I'm going to tell you guys with to navigate the war zone. Take on the challenge, right? Armed to the teeth. Go into war with all these grenades and guns and all these, advantages, right? Have the guides, mentor, support. Reject luck, right? Reject luck and get it right the first time. Skip that testing phase. And again, it is hard. This is not a get rich quick scheme, but there will be a testing phase and it will be 10 times harder if you don't have a system that already works, right? And are you going to choose the path to comfort or are you going to actually try, right? And that's the question everybody has to ask themselves. And I do want to tell you guys that we have 300 spots open. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Alex, you're trying to sell me something. Guys, it's $4.97. For fundamental secrets right now, you don't have to pay me a large lump sum of money. You could just go get the checklist right now for free. Or I guess you can't say it's free. It's $4.97. The reason why we didn't make it free is because cryptocurrency has a whole bunch of scammers and they started taking advantage of us and just, copying our course and trying to sell it themselves. So yeah, you guys can, again, jump on to Fundamental Secrets. The link will be in the pinned comment below. It's $4.97. And then after that, of course, we charge you the full membership price. But I don't want to sit here and obligate you to this large lump sum payment if you don't like what we have to offer. So my goal is in the first 5 days to get you the results so you can smell the blood and then, pay for the full course if you want to, pay for the full coaching. What is Fundamental Secrets? Okay, it has all the systems that we talked about in this video, which is basically the dollar cost average strategy, fundamental analysis on the way up in the market. It has systems to short the market and make money on the way down. And it also has, trading bots to make money on the sideways volatility. We pretty much have everything. And we have very successful coaches. One of them, like I told you guys, got hired at a hedge fund. It's blueprinted results driven education. Like I said, I am not asking for an upfront fee. It's $4.97. It's results driven. You lose $5. You probably lost more money buying candy at the grocery store, right? So, and at least in this case, invest in your future, right? Direct mentorship. We have 5 coaches currently right now with proven results. These guys have profitable P&Ls and they've been able to rinse and repeat this process for themselves to make a whole bunch of money, okay? A community and support. Like I told you, 1,800 members, Discord group. You get all of your questions answered. We do a live Q&A every single day, and literally 4 days out of the week, we do 2 live Q&As. If you don't get your questions answered, that's on you, okay? So the best tools and system for success on the internet, I'm telling you right now, by results, I have the greatest course, I have the greatest coaching in cryptocurrency in the world. I told you I have the greatest fundamental analysis system, and I'm saying this for real because it's true. Now, I want to show you really quickly, once you get the $4.97 and you go through the process, I want to show you guys actually how to get the checklist. So as you can see here, there's the resource links and FAQ. When you actually get into this, and by the way, it's like a 10-week program. It's actually really serious. But once you get it, resource links and FAQ, you click here. Once you click there, it's going to show you exactly right here, full research checklist, how to conduct a deep dive into any project. And we have quick checklists as well if you don't have that much time. So guys, take advantage. This is what I've used. This is my story. This is how I've been able to 100x, my money on a lot of different altcoins. I've done it over and over again. You've seen some of you seen it live, on my YouTube, like right in front of your face. And some of you maybe made money off of the free videos on the internet. Imagine, what I'm doing here, right? Basically my life's work in this group. And yeah, I want you guys to succeed. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism, subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. And I promise you will get left behind if you don't take this serious and actually have some financial independence. I gave you guys everything in this video. I gave you my full life story. It was deep, man. This is deep. And I showed you what I did to get to the success. So I don't know. The question is, are you going to have success for yourself? That's the real question. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Catch you in the next one.